okay, moot is one of the criteria to determine, okay, you are a good orator, you can articulate well, but that is not the sole criteria.
Even sometimes we are not even in a position to provide the mentors, because the mentor system in our college depends on how well you are in interaction.
आज की डेट में अगर हमारा माइंडसेट है कि अगर आप AI यूज़ कर रहे हो तो आप कुछ गलत कर रहे हो.
The practical use of AI tools for a lawyer, that should be a subject, especially with AI coming into the forefront now.
Artificial intelligence will not replace lawyers basically, but lawyers who don't use artificial intelligence will be replaced.
I've had experiences myself and मेरे friends थे जिन्होंने रिसर्च पेपर लिखे and उस यूनिवर्सिटी ने कोई XYZ AI लगाया AI डिटेक्ट करने के लिए and I can assure वो पूरा हैंड रिटन था but AI डिटेक्ट हो गया.
Everyone knows that ChatGPT and other generative softwares have made it so easy to write descriptive projects. So they are changing our pedagogy in terms of that.
Like, combine it with the AI thing, it will help us to grow individually and not become create a reliance over AI. That's how I see myself growing in that way.
I think we need more laws that regulate cryptocurrencies. We used to hate English because it was a very long paper.
reasons मेरा क्लैट क्यों नहीं निकला? Just to appreciate the etymology of research, it means research. You're researching something which has already been searched.
The hype is unreal. The hype is unreal. The hype is unnecessary if you are considering a path such as litigation.
So here in this episode we talk about core academics. In that we discuss about subjects that should be fired, subjects that should be hired in the curriculum. Also we talk about intersection of AI with research. That is a very prospering field of research that is basically in question. We also discuss the moot court culture, the accessibility, the transparency in the system, and at the end the non-conventional pathways where people are taking their careers and drawing themselves away from the conventional paths that people have chosen. For example, yeah, we'll discuss in that. So who would want to start first, summing all of this up?
So when we talk about fire one subject, that is going to be Carter Acts, because that is a long drawn legal history which I personally hate. Nothing against the act, but I hate it. So hire. I think we need more laws that regulate cryptocurrencies. That is where there's a loophole. So
Yes, which subject?
I personally hate the subject of legislative drafting because it is very pathetic and नहीं करना मेरे को. I don't want to become a legislator. हाँ, and this time around my college did not allow me to take competition law, which I desperately wanted to study. So that is something I would have wanted more of an opportunity to be.
I'll remove Hindi because our college has Hindi. The rationale behind having Hindi is that बहुत सारे judiciary के exams में हिंदी भी आती है. So I'll remove Hindi and I'll add probably more practical based subjects such as which helps us in our internships and maybe competition laws as well, because even we are deprived of competition laws. So
I thought these were mandatory subjects.
No, these are electives. Electives.
हम competition law पढ़ रहे हैं.
But Ayush, BJP IT cell will hit you bad.
Let's not demonetize our page. Now, this comes with the caveat that all colleges have different mandatory and elective subjects. But if one subject I would have to fire, I agree with Ayush, it would be DPC, which we have, drafting, pleading, conveyance, because I think the subject in essence is very important, but it has become obsolete in how it's taught, that you have to write down things by hand. And it should ideally be replaced by something on similar veins, but incorporating how the requirements today are. It could be a written paper, it could be a project-based paper, it could test your formatting skills, it could test many other things, it could focus more on the substance than just making those formats and rote learning. That's my personal issue with that subject, and I just had it, so it's a fresh.
This has become like the law school version of English subject that we had in school. English में भी सब ऐसे नहीं. We used to hate English because it was a very long paper.
हाँ, मतलब the
Comprehension
paper
and
of
everything.
it
हाँ.
would be a problem.
Cut कर दो, cut कर दो.
Like if मैं MIT represent कर रही हूँ.
Reasons मेरा क्लैट क्यों नहीं निकला?
The point is English बहुत लंबा होता था, कितना boring होता था, पूरा comprehension, letter.
But on a serious note, I agree. DPC का paper, at least it should be ऑनलाइन, मतलब एज इन की लैपटॉप में होना
हाँ,
चाहिए,
जो
बिकॉज
real
हाई
world
कोर्ट
टेस्ट करो,
हाँ
या तो अगर आपको रिटर्न में टेस्ट करना है, आप मुझे गलती निकालने को बोलो कि ये लिखा है, you point out the
Exactly.
mistakes. I think
Yes.
changes are there, but they
Yeah.
could be better.
because registry of every code focuses a lot on margins and different
That's
formatting.
much more practical.
And I
Yeah.
think bringing of text to context is something which should be focused. I also feel that we are from different law schools, and I think हमारे curriculum में भी कोई एक यूनिटी तो मुझे वो दिखती नहीं है कि मतलब आई थिंक हर कॉलेज में इफ इट्स अ 5 ईयर लॉ कोर्स, मैं 3 ईयर को हटा रही हूँ क्योंकि आप लोगों का स्ट्रक्चर्ड ही सिर्फ उस तरीके से होता है कि सिर्फ LLB है, बट वी आर BA LLB BB LLB, तो उसमें एक वो नहीं है कि मतलब व्हाट्स दैट वर्ड की समानता नहीं है बेसिकली. तो डू यू थिंक कि उसमें यूनिफॉर्मिटी होनी चाहिए?
थिंक यूनिफॉर्मिटी अगर आप देखिए, इफ इट इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ BA है या BBA है या BCom में है, तो आई फील दैट डिफरेंस, एंड दिस इज मे बी टू द बेनिफिट ऑफ ऑल द व्यूअर्स हु आर एट देयर लॉ स्कूल एंड इनिशियल स्टेज और एंट्रेंस स्टेज, दैट डिफरेंस लेवल्स आउट. आप BA या BCom ले रहे हैं, मेरे ख्याल से सिर्फ फर्स्ट के 2 इयर्स में आउट ऑफ द 5 2 सब्जेक्ट्स डिफर. जैसे BCom वाला आई थिंक दे गेट BST अकाउंटेंसी समथिंग ऑन दोस लाइन, एंड BA में वी गेट सोशियोलॉजी, इंग्लिश, and I think economics, and one more subject which political science, correct. So only few subjects vary. Like my brother, he has a different set of subjects across. So NUJS has two courses I think, BA and BSc. So there is a very short difference in how it operates, and once you go out, your teachers are the same, papers are same, marking is same, so that difference levels out. The only difference which I feel is if I had, let's say, BCom, my foundational conceptual understanding of commercial law subjects later could have been better. That is the only difference this holds.
So a subject which I think I should be removed, right? What is the question?
Yeah.
Fire and fire. So fire would be DPC. I completely agree with Ayush and Manas here that it has become obsolete at this point, and it should be probably, but it is mandatory also. So now,
Exactly, that's the.
but if it was, I mean, barring the fact that it was mandatory, DPC should be removed, and something, AI is. I think something with AI should come into the picture where
Yes, agreed.
if I had to say, like, maybe the practical use of AI tools for a lawyer, that should be a subject, especially with AI coming into the forefront now.
Sorry to interrupt, just for the clarification, I agree with your point of views about DPC, but हमारे कॉलेज में legislative drafting is not DPC. DPC अलग है. I was मतलब हमारा होता है कि आप legislations कैसे लिखते हो, like जो bills and all. So that is the annoying part. DPC मतलब मेरे को अच्छा लगता है personally, but हाँ उसको online आने की बहुत ज़रूरत है.
मतलब it could be remodeled in a way.
What is the Okay, so first of all, I would like to say that there is a subject named Law and Poverty.
Yeah, we had it, but now it's been replaced by another subject.
So it's
Law and poverty.
I'd not say कि it's not required, but I'd say कि वो जो पढ़ाते हैं उसमें वो हम लोग पहले ही फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड ईयर में पढ़ लेते हैं, तो somehow it becomes irrelevant at that point when we are having it in our third year.
एंड ऑल्सो इट कम्स एज अ पार्ट ऑफ BA का भी सब्जेक्ट में, मतलब
It's a law subject.
नहीं लॉ सब्जेक्ट है, बट कहीं ना कहीं इसके रेफरेंसेस हम BA के सब्जेक्ट्स में पढ़ लेते हैं, चाहे वो सोशियोलॉजी हो, पॉलिटिकल साइंस हो, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं दीज एस्पेक्ट्स कम इनटू पिक्चर.
Subject that I would like to have in my curriculum would be competition law or maybe banking law, because वो बहुत boom कर रहा है, and I think me as a student should have at least a knowledge about that kind of subject. It would help us at least to even pursue in future if you want to go there. Because our seniors who are now practicing in that area, they did not had that. They had to take a other course altogether outside of the university to learn that kind of subject and to pursue a career in that kind of thing. So I would like higher competition law and all.
या टू एड अ फैक्ट, जैसे जब मैं रिसर्च और AI की बात करी थी, देयर वाज दिस पोस्ट बाय प्रोफेसर GS वाजपेयी, द VC ऑफ NLU दिल्ली. उनके पोस्ट में ही वाज मेंशनिंग दिस बुक, मैं भूल रही हूँ उस बुक का नाम, बट ही कोटेड दिस लाइन वेयर ही सेड दैट आर्टिफिशियल intelligence will not replace lawyers basically, but lawyers who don't use artificial intelligence will be replaced. So it was like a very cunning way of putting it, but at the same time drawing the structure कि अच्छा उसमें क्या original है, क्या original नहीं है. It gives a very deep instinct to that. So I want to know कि what counts as original when it comes to.
Narrate a small instance here. So our university, because of how sir is inclined towards emerging fields of technology and otherwise. And I think our college does very well in its unique nature, being having its first batch pass out in 2013, yet the ranking we hold and how fast we are growing. Right? So that's because we are willing and ready to embrace emerging technologies. So one of the examples I'll tell you, a few friends in the LLM batch, they were facing an issue with respect to our projects. So I was surprised to know that certain universities are still having projects in a written form. I was not even aware of this fact that there are projects, and he confided this fact to a teacher and then he said कि अच्छा आप इसकी थोड़े formatting वगैरह इसमें help करो. उन्होंने ये बात बोली कि मैंने आज तक अपने 5 साल में कभी कंप्यूटर पे फॉर्मेटिंग वगैरह करके और ये सारी चीज़ों में प्रोजेक्ट बनाए नहीं है. Now everyone knows that ChatGPT and other generative softwares have made it so easy to write descriptive projects. So they are changing our pedagogy in terms of that. कि question does not become, or the project title does not become something which can be easily addressed by AI. So जैसे they have offered us a scheme, like you can have lectures, practice based lectures, practitioners coming in on a subject, let's say it's constitutional law or it's administrative law. So each weekend or so, if you'll have 4 or 5 lectures coming in, then you write a reflection paper on those lectures, and then they are submitted and evaluated in lieu of a written research project, which have now become very easy to get past. Earlier also all these tools were there, Quillbot, etc. Then Turnitin is there. Then it becomes an endless cycle of, that there is a loophole, then it is being covered. So I think that is something which all universities should adopt, because you can't deny it. Somebody coming from an orthodox mentality may not be happy with it, but you can't change how the world is developing. That is the end of this.
And it also affects the kind of research that law students need to be, need to publish or need to bring to the community. Because the thing is, आजकल it's a trend and it's not with our one particular university. अगर हमें कोई भी, क्योंकि बहुत सारे assessments होते हैं जो हमारे 25 marks का हो गया, किसी भी हो गया, so वहाँ तो एक दिन पहले लोग चैट जीपीटी पे ही वो कर रहे, तो प्रोफेसर्स भी उतना ध्यान नहीं देते क्योंकि they don't want to read like पूरा a crap, they don't want to waste their time. और ये तो हमारे प्रोफेसर्स मुंह पे बोल देते हैं कि मतलब
they can take one look and
tell that it's a वो chat GPT.
Check what I personally feel, that the advent of AI is both a boon and a bane at the same time. Because if you use ChatGPT, it can help you in doing a research that would have taken at least 6 to 7 hours in a couple of minutes. But at the same time, it is very important to apply your mind to see that whether that research is correct or not, and what is the applicability of such a research in the project that you commanded ChatGPT from. So according to me, ChatGPT should be used for our own beneficial gain, but it should be monitored and verified in a very rigorous manner. Only then it can be beneficial and helpful for law students, or for that matter anyone.
To support his point, I'm so sorry. Just to support his point, one small thing I wanted to add is, if we look at things from a real life practical perspective, आज के डेट में अगर हमारा माइंडसेट है कि अगर आप AI यूज कर रहे हो तो आप कुछ गलत कर रहे हो, बट आप LinkedIn खोलिए, you see all tier 1 firms, they have onboarded the latest, I will not take names necessarily, but they have onboarded all sorts of softwares and they are utilizing it. So when even the industry demands, and I am talking from a very ends perspective, not even as a level playing field on an individual basis, but when the industry demands and is accepting such softwares as their practice tool, right, for increasing their efficiency, then there is also a expectation upon the students who are coming out to be familiar and be able to navigate such tools. Because अगर आज की डेट में मैं जा रहा हूँ कि मैं सबसे अच्छी फॉर्मेटिंग या ड्राफ्टिंग करके दे सकता हूँ, बट उन्होंने टूल इनकॉर्पोरेट कर लिया है उस चीज के लिए, then I have become obsolete myself. Then I am also forced to evolve. Right, that is one thing which, जैसे our university has partnered, so there is an incubation center. We have onboarded a legal research tool drafting agency company called Counsello, who is internally developing a software which will do drafting, right? So that is necessary because that is the future. You see all of these firms, all tier 1 firms, SAM, CAM, they have incorporated these software, so that is bound to happen.
Just to put out another perspective out there, एक बहुत important चीज़ होती है AI की detection. एंड डिटेक्शन AI से भी ज़्यादा ज़रूरी हो गया आज के टाइम में, बिकॉज आप AI यूज़ तो कर लोगे बट वो डिटेक्ट हो ना हो वो नहीं पता. बिकॉज आई हैव हैड एक्सपीरियंसेस माई सेल्फ एंड मेरे फ्रेंड्स थे जिन्होंने रिसर्च पेपर लिखे एंड उस यूनिवर्सिटी ने कोई XYZ AI लगाया AI डिटेक्ट करने के लिए, एंड आई कैन अश्योर वो पूरा हैंड रिटन था बट AI डिटेक्ट हो गया.
Funniest instance, there was this happened in our college.
ये बहुत problematic हो गया है उन लोगों के लिए जो खुद लिख रहे हैं. And the problem with drafting now, see, if you don't appreciate the nuances of drafting yourself, then you would not be able to evaluate what the AI draft has given you. In the field of litigation, every single word that you write in a particular draft matters.
That foresight the system itself cannot see, that how it actually plays out in the real world compared to the individual requirements of your own client and who is on the other side. So I think training should focus more on what and how you harness its usage, as he said.
Adding
right?
to that,
Please,
what
please,
I
sorry,
wanted to say is that what we can do is that in the beginning we can sharpen our researching skill and all, how to do research and everything that we learn in our 5-year college, and then combine it with the AI thing. It will help us to grow individually and not become create a reliance over AI. That's how I see myself growing in that way, because AI is there. You'll eventually have to comply with it, use it with it, live with it eventually in the future. So it's better we try to use the old system. We do that, we learn that, we put up with that, and then we use AI to sharpen that old system in the new system.
Agreed.
It will help eventually.
I totally agree with him. Moreover, coming back to the topic AI as well as the research part, when it comes to students, how do you determine the originality? Because you cannot think of a concept that has never been discussed before. We write research papers, let's say about certain articles. Everything has already been done, right? It is your unique perspective that you bring to the research.
Basically, the gap that you
Yes, exactly. So nothing is going to be 100% original when it comes to the field of law.
Just to
Everything is
appreciate-
going to be
sorry.
everything is going to be a remix.
Just to appreciate the etymology of research, it means research. You're researching something which has already been searched, right?
You may bring your own perspective, but you are forced to by itself, unless you are doing an empirical research, making your own conclusion. Even then, that exists in the world, you are collecting it, right? But you are bound to rely on primary and secondary sources. That
Sometimes
is the
the
nature
idea
of that.
could be unique, sometimes the method could be unique.
Exactly.
Now switching to as we have this time constraint for mooting culture, I know that we all come from different colleges. The point that I wanted to discuss about accessibility and transparency in the system. So obviously आज अगर NLU Delhi है, so I think it has a पूरा structure, वो ranking होती होगी. Even Jindal has that ranking system कि कैसे चीजें जाएगी. And I'm pretty sure that other law colleges have their system of choosing their candidates and who would represent their university at national and international level. But what I'm talking about is your results also matter. For example, let's say Manas, you're not 2 years, मतलब अभी आप 5th year में हो. For example, मैं और आप same year के ही हो, ठीक है? But आप NLU दिल्ली से हो, मैं ILR गोवा से हूँ, ठीक है? You have this whole alumni system. आपके पास mentors हैं, आपके पास स्पेसिफिक मेंटर्स है जो आपकी यूनिवर्सिटी आपको या तो स्पॉन्सर करके दे रही है. आपके पास लेट्स से रीइंबर्समेंट पॉलिसी जो जिंदल की बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी है, मतलब इट हैज़ टू बी अपलॉडेड आउट देयर. तो ये सारे एफर्ट्स जो अलग अलग यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में प्रैक्टिसेस है बेसिकली, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि alumni हो गया, the kind of mentors that you are getting, the kind of seniors, this whole opportunity या specific professors who are specialized in that field. तो मेरा और जो आप में जो डिफरेंस होगा ना, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं हम हो सकते हैं बैच में टॉप रैंक पे हो सकते हैं, बट कहीं ना कहीं हमारा हाइंडसाइट एक ही है. आपको इधर से इधर करने में वो मेंटर्स की ही
Much more in reach. That is, I agree with you. And I think your question has given most of the answers because you have laid down the factors which are make a break in a competition. This is a very wide discussion, but I'll tell you on because I'm here on my college's end. जैसे मैं आपको बोलूँ हमारे पे बेनिफिट इसमें क्या है. We also have a reimbursement policy. Now I don't think so it's 100%, but then there is funding and a support. We have our moot court committee through which all of this is routed. So one of the benefits is that it also saves some of the headache from your team, and it also imposes that there is an institutional mechanism over your team, because the team is not necessarily formed by friends, it is formed by ranks. So somebody is not performing, there are certain issues, so there has to be it's an authority which can step in. It has its own detailed policy which is passed and approved, and one must adhere to with its penalties, etc. On terms of access approach, obviously having top-notch faculty is a great benefit, right? Even alumni, so that alumni also becomes, I'll tell you, it's like a moot family. जैसे विस is a very famous mood. So you know there's a like a very fun thing in our college like a Viz Parivar. So it's just their WhatsApp group's name. But that is a very real thing because each year 2 teams are doing Viz. So like 8-9 people across like both the teams combined, they are doing the Viz mood. So they have a set group. So whenever somebody does a new mood, like let's say I did a mood and next year the juniors are doing it or some other group is doing it, they'll reach out to me, right? And I am in a way also obligated, as I feel personally that I'm duty bound to help them because I also receive such help from my seniors, right? So this is how this culture develops. There is a set group. One thing which we are forgetting here is also the institutional repository access. जैसे मेरे कॉलेज में लाइब्रेरी में ऊपर there is a special mood code research room. It is a dedicated room. Even though our space in college is very limited, yet they prioritize by giving a special MCRR thing where it's 24/7 access. Where you know because if it's a issue like hostel में आप it's a cross gender team, you can't sit in the hostel and discuss. So there are very limited common spaces to discuss. There is a special room for that. They have all of these compendiums, right? They have those Jessup memorials books. So I'm sure the college has also made heavy purchases towards that end, and that also brings its results. They also allow us to take external coaches. Let's say we go and ask. So it's much easier कि अगर हमारे यहाँ से कोई फैकल्टी या आप एडमिन से किसी से आप कनेक्ट करने को बोल रहे हो कि आपको ऑक्सफोर्ड के किसी से राउंड चाहिए, तो it's an easier access path, let's say compared to another college where such networks are not there. And people are also, and it's a perception factor, people are much more inclined at times to help an institution. जैसे coach अगर आप कर रहे हो तो मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने बताया they are more inclined to coach a team which they think will win. Because many a times even if you have mooted, you will know that you will have multiple teams approaching you. So unless there are your own colleges team where you are bound, you are also bound to biased and go ahead with a team which may have a like higher chance of winning if you are just going to select one team to help out, right? So that's just one perspective and how it adds on to this cycle of giving certain college advantage, though it does not in any way take away how certain other colleges perform exceptionally well at the international front. You see, I think Christ is a college which has a very good mooting culture, right? Jindal, Lloyd has an excellent ADR moot culture. Jindal has an excellent ADR culture which is leading in. GLC has a great, in commercial and tax moods they are doing so well. So it's just that because they have a set established structure for it.
So I think the thing has to be taken by the administration consciously.
Yes.
मतलब जो या तो faculty department को consciously लेना पड़ेगा या student led कोई initiative है तो.
Committee है, budget है, faculty advisor है, mentors है, so बच्चे उन सब का use करेंगे, so results are bound to show.
So as Manas said कि they are having a lot of perks when they are doing the moot, right? It's totally opposite in Jamia, I'd say, totally opposite. So there is this committee thing goes on who deals with all of the things, but we do not have a budget. We do not have a different room for moot research and all. All the things that is to be done by the student who is going to do the moot. Even sometimes we are not even in a position to provide the mentors because the mentor system in our college depends on how well you are in interaction. A junior who is well in interaction with the seniors will ask help with all the juniors that he can interact with, but sometimes it's not possible, and the ice breaking thing couldn't happen because of the lack of interaction. Because at this point of time when the new batches are going to attend the colleges, most of the seniors are going to do the internships primarily for the first month, and then they'll come and the period that requires for the ice breaking goes away. And eventually you get into that mood करना है and सब करना है, first year है, excitement है. They just want to do the mood and they do not want to ask for help because they do not know how to ask.
और कहीं ना कहीं सिस्टम के साथ भी ये प्रॉब्लम रहता है कि यही मैं बात कर रही हूँ कि वो बहुत डिपेंड करता है आपके मेंटर्स क्या है, आपके कॉलेज की पॉलिसीज क्या है, वो क्या आपके लिए फेवरेबल है या नहीं है, उन सब चीज़ों का बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करता है. द क्वेश्चन इसी से रिलेटेड आई वांट टू आस्क दिव्या एंड आयुष दैट for in your respective law schools, do you think that जो moot court का real hype है, is it worth it, or people who are taking a detour to जो कहीं ना कहीं digress कर रहे हैं conventional setup से, या जो एक conventional set box है कि अच्छा जो बंदा moot court कर रहा है उसी की opportunities बढ़ रही है, or someone who is let's say very very dedicated in learning hands-on experience in internships. Because I think let's say we had a call and in that we discussed about it कि कहीं ना कहीं ये हम पे as a force भी डाला जाता है because there are people कि जिन्हें सिर्फ research से interest है, या जिसको कोई इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है, या जिनको थोड़ा सा डाइग्रेस करना है बट दे आर गुड अबाउट इट, मतलब बट कहीं ना कहीं ये जो सेट है कि हाँ कि मूट का सीवी में एक होना चाहिए या एक रिसर्च का कॉलम होना चाहिए एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलम में, ओके इट एड्स डाइवर्सिटी टू दी सीवी, इट एड्स बहुत ब्राउनी पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं आपको रिक्रूटर से, इट एड्स लॉट ऑफ वैल्यू टू योर ब्रांड वैल्यू एज वेल, बट डू यू थिंक कि थोड़ा सा हमें इस चीज़ पे भी ध्यान देना चाहिए कि वेदर द पर्सन इज रियली इंटरेस्टेड, या जो मूड कोर्ट की रियल हाइप है विच शोज द एबिलिटी ऑफ द पर्सन कि अच्छा दैट इज वन ऑफ द key most factors in determining that he is the best law student of the whole batch. So question is to both of you.
So first of all, when it comes to the moot court culture, Amity has a moot court society that is very functional. We receive all the, the brochures and everything that comes routed via the society only. And they'll let you know which moot is already taken and they'll accordingly allocate you the moot. That is there, everything is functional. When it comes to reimbursement, I don't think so we have that. Since it's a private college, you fund yourself, you go by yourself. So that is it. But talking about, is it really important, the moot court thing? I personally feel I've did a few of them, but then since the first year itself, I started doing the running internship thing. So once you start college and internship, both of them together, taking out time for moot feels like a luxury because preparation takes almost weeks. कुछ अगर लेट्स से लूथरा वाला मूट है, सो इन दैट पीपल प्रिपेयर फॉर मंथ्स. सो आई डोंट थिंक सो कि एकदम ही वी यूजुअली टैग पीपल कि यार तुम तो कर ही नहीं रहे हो, सेकेंड ईयर भी क्रॉस हो गया अभी तक मूट नहीं करा. दैट इज एक्चुअली अनफेयर बिकॉज दैट लेट्स से फॉर एग्जाम्पल उसको लीगल रिसर्चर बनना है, दे डू नॉट वांट टू मूट. वो इंट्रोवर्ट है एंड दे वांट टू स्टे इंट्रोवर्ट, उनका आगे फील्ड ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी वैसा ही है. सो व्हाई आर यू पुशिंग हिम, व्हाई आर यू फोर्सिंग हिम?
Sorry to stop, but there's a BCI guideline na ki you have to do 3 moots and there's a
Is it a guideline? I think for internship it's a guideline. For moots it's not.
BCI mandates moot.
नहीं, BCI mandate moot नहीं करता.
Because if it would, then आधे लोगों की
तो
डिग्री
degree रुक जाती.
I do have a subjects where mooting wala thing is there and we have to submit 3 memorials for that
I think
thing.
there was a thing which got
वो हो सकता है, मेमोरियल वाला हो सकता है, बट कोई ऐसे मैंडेट नहीं है.
मेमोरियल का भी आई डोंट थिंक सो.
maintain a diary of
Internship diary.
नहीं,
Internship
internship and everything is there, but codes तो
हाँ.
I don't think so.
I went
Are you
through the
sure of your
BCI
say on
thing.
this?
It was there. That's why I'm like putting it out.
The real worth hype, you tell me first, because you have been consistently doing internships with people.
The real world hype, I would say that the value of the moods you do and the laurels that you bring in your university, it depends on what you want to pursue in law. If you're pursuing for corporate, it might have a better value of doing good moods. And if you are on the litigation side, it might value a bit less because then your real world skills matter more. And by real world skills, I mean, moot courts give a unique experience, a unique perspective. You get to learn a lot, you get to research a lot, and you get to draft a lot. But the problem with moots and real court of law is that in a real court of law, you have to settle the facts first. But with moots across various universities, various law schools in India, and various moots happening, the most of the issues revolve around the question of law and not around question of fact. So, and there are many more things. The code of conduct, the way you behave in a moot is very different to the real life scenario of a district court of 30,000. So personally, I would say that the hype is unreal. That part is completely true. Moot, but I'll also like to add that moot matters. Doing moot is a good experience which every law student should at least encounter 3 to 4 times in different field of law. And but the hype is unreal. The hype is unreal. The hype is unnecessary if you are considering a path such as litigation.
You don't get 30 minutes uninterrupted time in courtrooms to state your facts.
But I beg to differ on that because it's not about the way you argue the moot. It's about the way you present that argument in the moot, right? It's not about the way you argue.
I was saying, imagine a situation wherein in a year you have interned at different law firms for a period of 4 months, and on the other hand, you have invested your time and done 4 moots. ठीक है? So which one would be more beneficial? The comparison is as simple as that.
Answer this, first of all, let's lay out the map. In an internship where you're doing 4-year internship, mostly your work would be associated with the research thing, right?
Not necessarily.
Follow the method. Follow me. And in a moot court competition, more than research, you also verbally argue it, right? If you are a speaker, not applies to the researcher. But why I'm saying I am having a different perspective is that when you go for a moot, you not only research the moot, you also plan how that research is going to be practically applied, right? There was a senior of mine where I used to intern. He's our alumni. He told me one thing, and it was very very intriguing for me at that point of time, because he said कि whenever you do a case, जब भी तुम कोई case करो, you should be able to imagine कि वो किस direction में जाने वाला है, from the beginning till the end. If it has 100 direction, you should be able to guess that 100 direction, and that's what mood brings to me on the table.
I think Azmal, matlab, both of your opinions are valid in your individual grounds. But I feel that kahin na kahin she is right in saying that ki let's say for example, because I think she has got a point, कि for example मैं 5 साल के बाद आई प्रैक्टिस इन अ कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट, डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट, कहीं भी किसी भी एडवोकेट के साथ, हो सकता है मैंने मूटिंग बिल्कुल भी नहीं किया हो, बट आई एम लेट्स से गुड एट रिसर्च, आई एम गुड विद ड्राफ्टिंग एंड लेट्स से इनहेरेंटली आई एम अ गुड स्पीकर फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ठीक है. बट लेट्स से द काइंड ऑफ सिस्टम, जो मूटिंग का सिस्टम होता है, कभी कभार वो भी बहुत बायस हो जाता है. लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट कि हर जगह सब्जेक्टिविटी और ऑब्जेक्टिविटी का गेम बहुत थिन लाइन होती है चीज़ों में, कि हो सकता है कभी कभार आप 2 राउंड्स में बैक टू बैक हरा रहे हो सामने वाली टीम को, बट कहीं ना कहीं एंड में आपकी रैंकिंग में थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, क्योंकि लेट्स से वो एक बंदा तो आपको जज नहीं कर रहा. लेट्स से मैं जज हूँ, मुझे ब्रीफिंग के टाइम पे बोला गया है कि अगर आप बहुत एक्सेप्शनली वो बंदा परफॉर्म कर रहा है तो आप उसको 10 में से 8 दोगे, नहीं तो आप 10 में से 5 ही दोगे, 10 में से 4. तो कहीं ना कहीं ये जो ऑब्जेक्टिव, ये जो सारी सब्जेक्टिव क्राइटेरिया है, दैट ऑल्सो एड्स कि एट द एंड रैंकिंग्स क्या होगी. तो शी इज सेइंग कि मतलब कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ये लग रहा है कि moot is not okay. Moot is one of the criteria to determine, okay, you are a good orator, you can articulate well, you can put law into context as well, सब चीजें given, but that is not the sole criteria, because this is what
I think all of us here are on the same point, but we are forgetting what the real question was. That are moods so important as they are hyped to be? So your point is they are important, but her point is on that same point that they are not so important that without them you have lost out on your college life, or you have lost out on a lot of learning. You could have that learning in other ways and modes of experience, which maybe are personally more just preferential to you.
To sum it up, what I was trying to say is that I'd agree with what Divya has said, but what I wanted to say is that the experience that I got from the mood also has a valid
No, definitely it does
play
have
in
an
your
exclusive unique
law school career
value. Yeah.
Yes. So I think with this episode, we got to see the core academic extracurricular part of the law school, that how it defines us, how it defines us as an individual. It also inculcates the research opportunities, or it gives that research acumen, especially to law students, which generally helps them in their latter part of life. So I think you can always have a difference of opinion, but at this point we have to acknowledge all the sides, all the perspectives, and yeah, we look forward to hearing back from you. Now the other episode would be a concoction of both the stress levels and life after, once you get the degree, basically the interning part and the final placement offer. So please don't forget to watch that, because it's going to be the final showdown of the whole season.